Development projects are schemes designed to help countries, especially LEDCs, less economically developed countries, grow and improve the lives of their citizens. These projects are often funded by aid money provided by wealthier nations, international organizations, or NGOs, non-governmental organizations. There are two main types of development projects: large-scale projects and small-scale projects. Both have their pros and cons. Some LEDC governments choose to invest in large-scale prestige projects. These are expensive and highly publicized schemes meant to solve big problems, like providing water and electricity for large areas. Examples of prestige projects include large dams, highways, or big factories. While these projects can be successful, they often face several challenges that prevent them from reaching their goals. Some of the problems with large-scale projects include large projects require a lot of money, and many LEDCs need to borrow this money from MEDC's more economically developed countries or international organizations. This creates debt, which the country has to pay back, sometimes with high interest. Large projects often depend on multinational corporations, MNCs, for expertise, technology, and skilled personnel. While these corporations help build the project, the profits they make often go abroad, and the LEDC becomes dependent on the MNC for maintenance and skilled workers. For large projects to succeed, they need good infrastructure like roads and transportation routes to deliver materials and equipment. In many LEDCs, this infrastructure isn't in place, which makes the projects more expensive and difficult to complete. Large machinery used in big projects requires fuel and regular maintenance. LEDCs often struggle to provide the necessary resources to keep the project running smoothly. Although large-scale prestige projects can sometimes bring benefits like jobs and energy, they often fail because of these problems. This leads to wasted money and long-term debt, with little improvement in the country's overall development. Unlike large-scale projects, small-scale projects focus on improving local communities in a simpler and more sustainable way. These projects are often funded by aid organizations and aim to bring long-term development by directly helping people meet their basic needs. There are three main categories of small-scale projects. Provision of basic necessities. These projects aim to improve the standard of living by providing essential resources like clean water, food, and shelter. For example, building wells to provide villages with clean drinking water or improving access to nutritious food. Provision of essential services. These projects focus on services that help communities develop in the long term, such as building schools, health clinics, or creating sanitation systems. Setting up cooperatives. These are groups of people who come together to form cooperatives which help them access low-cost borrowing and savings schemes. Cooperatives allow communities to pool their resources and invest in local businesses, agriculture, or other needs. Small-scale projects have several advantages over large-scale ones. Small-scale projects are much cheaper to fund and set up. Because they focus on smaller communities and simpler solutions, they don't require the large amounts of money that big prestige projects do. Small-scale projects often involve training local people, teaching them new skills that can benefit the community in the long run. For example, a project might teach farmers how to use better tools or methods to increase food production. One of the biggest advantages of small-scale projects is that local people have control and ownership over the project. This means they don't have to rely on outsiders, and the project is more likely to succeed because the community is directly involved. Small-scale projects often use appropriate technology that is simple, affordable, and easy to maintain. This is technology that the local people can understand and use without needing expensive machinery or foreign experts. For example, building hand-operated water pumps instead of complicated electric ones. Because small-scale projects use simpler technology, they are easier and cheaper to maintain, meaning they are more likely to last and continue benefiting the community. Large-scale prestige projects can have impressive goals, like providing electricity to entire regions or building huge dams, but they often run into problems with debt, reliance on foreign companies, and poor infrastructure. On the other hand, small-scale projects focus on improving communities through affordable, sustainable, and locally run schemes. These small projects are usually more successful because they cost less, involve local people, and use simple, appropriate technology. By focusing on the needs of local communities, small-scale projects can create long-term development that really improves people's lives.